I'm Damon Bruce. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's the Atlanta.
Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. This is Kevin Harlan. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Hawks, Jeff Teague and Lou Williams, the backcourt. And holding down the middle, a tremendously hard-working and versatile big man out of the Dominican Republic, Al Horford. Then there's Kyle Korver, and it's Millsap in at the 4. And then for the Denver Nuggets, Lawson and Fournier man the backcourt. And in the middle, the long-bodied JaVale McGee. Absolutely elastic. Then there's Gallinari. And it's Faried in at the 4 spot.
And while it wasn't the biggest win streak of the season, the Nuggets did have a pretty good rampage of their own from the end of February into March. And because it happened when the Heat were doing what they were doing, the Nuggets kind of flew under the radar.
So the Nuggets win the tip. To JaVale McGee. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top. But instead, he'll shoot free throws. Well, as you said, the Nuggets put together their big 15-game winning streak. But, you know, Steve, since it happened, when the Heat rattled off their big push, nobody really even seemed to notice.
That's right. It might have worked out in their favor anyway, Kevin, because that win streak really kind of put them into high gear and allowed them to climb into the 3rd spot in the West. Probably was nice not having the media focused on them and wanting to talk to them every day about what was happening in the Western Conference.
Shot is off. Good work defensively by Millsap. Here's Atlanta now. It's Williams with the drive. Stolen by McGee. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Fournier passes to Gallinari. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play.
You know, you hear about dead-eye shooters coming in from overseas, and you never know if they're going to live up to the hype. But Gallinari has done that and then some. With his size and shooting touch, it's amazing with the ability.
Tore it down that time.
Just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
Williams. Horford kicks to Teague. He feeds it to Korver. No good with the triple. Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Lawson dishes to Gallinari. For the 3. Gets the bucket. Fournier's got himself going there. His first points of the game in the deep ball.
No, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Will it go? The rim-rattling two-handed jam. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. And they may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
Korver, good.
What an outstanding pass in transition for the easy 2.
For Denver, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game.
A lot of high hopes for what Lou Williams could do with a new team last year. They really started off quickly with Atlanta, had some good games, but eventually the season went down the drain with that knee injury in January.
Teague kicks to Millsap. Williams attacking. A floater. And Kenneth Faried pulls it down.
That's what they call the $1 million move with the 10-cent finish.
Puts the lead pass in front of him. Fournier. And Faried kicks to Fournier. For 3, Lawson. Good.
little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that play.
The Hawks trail by 9. For Williams' quickness, a big part of his game. We'll see how the knee affects his game, Clark.
You know, it normally takes a year or so to get back to playing, 2 years to get back to 100%, but he signed to a very cap-friendly contract, so Atlanta may be able to weather his loss until he's back to his old self.
Fareed, no good. Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Teague kicks to Williams and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Lewis Williams has 2 things working for him on the offense. First, he is lightning fast, and secondly, he shoots the ball so well that he's able to use a great pump fake, and he really keeps defenders guessing.
Eldon Brand's checked in for Atlanta. Going back to Williams, more turnover prone last season.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game right now.
Clark, there is a swagger out here on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
That's right.
Those are phenomenal dunks to watch. So much fun.
The 3 from Korver gets it to go. Korver's got 8 points.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
Hickson passes to Fareed. Back to Hickson. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. That is good. He's got 6.
Well, Mike Budenholzer, you know, the new coach of the Hawks, spent 19 years with the San Antonio Spurs, including 17 as an assistant. Well, you couldn't ask for a better teaching ground than that.
Here's Brand. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
The mid-range jumper becomes a pretty high percentage shot for him when he has that kind of space.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
I had a chance to talk with head coach Mike Budenholzer. He said that they'd be focusing a lot of their defensive energies on containing Ty Lawson, especially in transition. He added, Lawson is one of the fastest players in the league. So if you let him get out and run, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage. We've got to keep him in the half court and limit his penetration. Guys?
All right, Doris, thank you very much. Back to Budenholzer, who's with the Spurs for 19 years. Steve, the Spurs, the winningest team in pro sports over the last 15 years.
Yeah, I'm glad that Budenholzer has finally gotten his chance. I played for him for 4 seasons. He's a guy who loves the game. He's very dedicated, hardworking, and has learned from probably the best coach in the NBA during his time in San Antonio.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Damari Carroll's checked in for Korver. John Jenkins comes in for Lou Williams. And it's Schroeder in for Jeff Teague. Dishes it to Carroll. Rejected by Hickson. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Denver.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers. Hawks were pretty solid against the Western Conference, splitting the 30 games they played, 15 and 15. And if you do that against the West, when you're an Eastern Conference team, usually you're going to make the playoffs, and the Hawks did as a 6th seed.
The Hawks trail by 9. Jenkins dishes to Millsap. And for the Hawks against the West, as Clark, you were talking about earlier, 15 and 15. Might sound ho-hum, but Steve was actually the 4th best record against the West of all teams in the East.
Well, look, the West, we know the more dominant conference. I think 15 and 15 is a pretty solid record for Atlanta. So they had a good showing last year against the West.
Chandler with the ball. Now guarded by Carroll. Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Denver.
They're setting the tone early here, Kevin.
The Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. And stolen by Miller. Chandler outside. Lets the 3 fly. And that one's good. Chandler's got 6.
They are making some noise from downtown, guys.
And they've got themselves a very nice lead to show for it.
Here's Jenkins. And no good trying to get that one. Domination in the first quarter. It's been... And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And guys, we've seen the Nuggets really take control here.
And that first quarter was all about pace, guys, because this club really got out into transition, and that's how they built this lead.
They like to play fast, and they're doing a nice job filling the lane.
And the three off target. The Nuggets leading by 13.
And you know, Jarrell Arthur, a promising start coming out of Kansas, but injuries have been the slowdown for him. I mean, first a torn Achilles, then he broke his leg. When healthy, he can be a key contributor in the front court.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Chandler kicks to Hickson. In close. The shot is off. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. And for Arthur, mobile, big, with a nice jump shot. Good to see him back on the floor.
Yeah, he's had some tough luck. Remember, his draft stock fell back in 2008 due to some rumors about his health that proved unfounded. So he dropped in the draft, but he's really made the most of his opportunities and become a very solid player in this league.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Can you hear the crowd kind of murmuring? I don't think they agreed with the officials on that one.
Steve, I tell you what, they're really letting him have it.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Denver.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
On the wing, Chandler. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. Miller, the pass to Fournier. Arthur, covered by Brand. Arthur dishes to Fournier. Off target from outside. The Hawks trail by 12. To the middle. Here's Carroll. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
Up high and down hard with the one hand.
Got a little extra forceful with that one, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
I think he's hoping to kind of get his teammates going a little bit, fellas. Well, despite that possession, something I've liked is that they've really been in control while getting out to this lead. They've kept the turnovers down.
Alinari, he's checked in for Denver. Lawson comes in for Fournier. Here's Schroeder. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thank you, Kevin. J.J. Hickson last season was 4th in the league in rebounds per minute. He says, quote, all gas, no brakes. That's the way I was taught to play the game. But he says he's much more than just a hustle guy, adding that calling him that takes away from my overall game. I can shoot, I can make basketball plays. He did improve his jump shot last season, and at 25, he has plenty of room to grow, guys.
Well, as his shooting comes along, that's a great way for him to really find his niche, Doris. Thanks.
Whenever you play Denver, you know it's going to be an up-and-down game. They love, the Nuggets love to push the tempo and make the game a track meet. And a lot of times they were better at it than their opponents because they're an excellent fast-breaking team.
McGee guarded by Horford and stolen by Horford. Here's Schroeder. Back to Horford. And there's the pass to Kira. Jenkins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Brand. McGee with the block. Miller kicks to McGee. Outside Lawson. Deflected. Stolen by Schroeder. Count that one. The Nuggets scored a ton of points last season, and among the several categories, Steve, that they led the way in was fast break points. You could see it with their bigs.
Well, I like the way they constructed their roster, Kevin, because everybody from the guards to the centers could all run and get out in the open floor. So it was like an avalanche when Denver would come at you, particularly on their own floor. So it's not just 3 guys running, but all 5.
The Hawks trail by 8. Back to Horford. Lets it fly from 18. Rebound by the Nuggets. Lawson kicks to McGee. Feeds it to Gallinari. Miller. On the wing, Chandler. Pass to Lawson. Fires for 3. Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Ty Lawson out of North Carolina in his 5th season has really improved his playmaking in the league. Every year he's increased his number of assists and his rate of assists, rather, and I love his speed as well.
Hawks making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. Out of bounds, Hawks ball as Atlanta keeps possession. 1:41 left to play in the first half.
They haven't really been sharp from behind the arc here. I mean, it's actually gone from bad to worse. And when that happens, you've got to look at shot quality. Are they getting good looks from behind the three-point line?
And Lawson's becoming more of a playmaker. Clark, he's also upping his scoring every year. So I'll throw it to you guys right now. You know, where is this kid going?
Well,
Steve?
Yeah, I'll take this. I mean, I think he's become an elite-level point guard. And for Denver to take that next step, you know, that's what it's going to take. He's going to have to become their Derrick Rose, their Tony Parker. And I think Lawson is on his way to doing this.
They've slowed down casting those triples here in the second.
I'd actually like to see them go back outside, Clark, because they had a good flow, a good pace here early on.
Took him no time at all on that one. Lawson's got 8 points.
Good ball movement. He put that pass in the ideal spot, right where it needed to be.
Teague's got space. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. The Nuggets leading by 9. Passes to Fareed. And stolen by Horford. Miller against Williams. Teague. Banked in off the glass. Teague's got 4 points this quarter.
And he's starting to pick things up here after a tough first quarter.
Lawson kicks to Miller. Back to Lawson. That doesn't go either for Lawson.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
He dishes it to Millsap. Ball's knocked loose and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
Well, I think that pass caught him off guard, but he showed us board hands, too.
So here's Gallinari. Tipped. Puts up the prayer. The shot is off. And so that's the end of the first half. Nuggets lead by...
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K's
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in to the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to get going once again. Hey, during the break, players getting a chance to refuel and hydrate with some Gatorade as there is more basketball in store. A fantastic game from Wilson Chandler in this one.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
And it's the Nuggets with the ball. It's a 5-point game. Lawson with it. He's got 8. Tries it from 19. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, they'll give him that shot. He doesn't have the most reliable jump shot in the world. We know that.
The Hawks made the playoffs again, but ended up losing in the first round to the Pacers in 6 games. Dropped the first 2 in Indiana, won the next 2 in Atlanta, but it all ended when the Pacers got them in Game 6.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Well, Kevin, even though there have been a lot of changes over the past few seasons in Atlanta, the team has rebounded despite the turnover in coaches and players. Al Horford said it came together quickly because of the GM, saying, quote, "We understood he was trying to do some things in a different way." It sounds like they have a good understanding of what they are trying to accomplish here, guys.
A lot of talent, Doris. They're keeping them all working together. Well, and for the Hawks, it's been 6 consecutive seasons with basically this group. Certainly Joe Johnson left as a free agent to Brooklyn. But, Steve, they have yet to get past the second round in any of those playoff runs.
I think that's why they decided to part ways with Josh Smith and originally with Joe Johnson 2 seasons ago, just to make that next step, to start fresh. And they may take a dip here, but I think that the future does look bright.
Time call here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
You know, last season the Hawks were a solid team on the road. Nothing spectacular. Really what you'd expect from a 3 seed in the East. Ended the year with a 19-22 road record. Not bad.
Here's Williams. Good. Williams has got 6 in the quarter.
And still perfect here in the second half. 4 for 4 from the field.
The Nuggets are gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Clark, you said about the Hawks last year, 19 and 22 on the road. You really need to hover around 500 on the road, don't you think, Steve, to position yourself for the playoffs?
No question. As long as you can control your home court and get a good record there, then 500 on the road is just fine. But this is a Hawks team that's looking to take the next step, Kevin, to really become elite. They've been kind of stuck in the middle for a while now.
Some thought the Nuggets might be a dark horse team to get to the Western Conference Finals last season, but they didn't even get out of the first round. They lost to the Warriors, a very good Warriors team, in 6 games.
The 3 from Korver. Offensive rebound. Millsap. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Millsap's got his second basket.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Fareed, no good. And going back to that series, Clark, I think it was easily one of the most exciting series of the first round, but the Nuggets knew they would have an uphill battle when they dropped game 2 at home. You know, Steve, they looked like they missed Gallinari in some of those games out.
Well, I think anytime you're down a three-point shooter, it makes it very difficult, particularly in the playoffs when teams can sit back and pack the paint. So I thought that was what that series showed, is that in the postseason, the best three-point shooting team often has a big advantage, and the Warriors clearly were much better from beyond the arc.
Here's Williams, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Wow, this game just a commanding performance for Williams. He's got 10 points and 4 assists as well.
He's making such good decisions with his passing and also being aggressive and getting to the line by drawing fouls.
Well, that's an excellent combo to have, I'll tell you that. He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
He kicks it to Lawson. There's the dish to Fareed. He passes to Gallinari. Some nice ball movement by the Nuggets. And it's Lawson. That time on the assist from Gallinari. And that's 11 points for Ty Lawson.
Boy, he found a perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the defense. When you look at Ty Lawson, he was drafted in 2009. A draft class full of point guards, but he got lost in the shuffle, fell all the way to the 18th pick in the draft, but terrific find for the Nuggets, who found their point guard of the future.
McGee is screen on Teague. Gallinari defended by Corbin. Lawson the pass to McGee. Back to Lawson. Another 3 for Denver. And you know, for those who used to watch Ty Lawson lead North Carolina back to the title in 09, he's doing the same things he did back then here in the pros.
That's exactly right, Kevin. An excellent shooter, a really great passer, unbelievable speed, quickness, and vision. But I think it's the change of pace with that blistering speed that really keeps defenders on their heels. He's a perfect fit for the way Denver likes to play.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. J.J. Hickson, he's checked in for JaVale McGee. And it's Arthur in for Kenneth Fareed. Lawson kicks to Hickson. Goes to Gallinari. And there's the feed to Fournier. Back to Gallinari. Dishes to Hickson. Rebound, Atlanta. Horford's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Korver passes to Teague. And Williams, here we go. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Elton Brand's checked in for Atlanta. Damari Carroll comes in for Kyle Korver. Lawson dishes to Arthur. Atlanta with the rebound. Millsap's got 5 rebounds tonight. They push it up 4 on 3. Williams kicks to Teague. Back to Williams. Outside Teague. He feeds it to Carroll. Outside Williams. Shot clock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup. Williams has got 12 points in just the second half.
And I like that move to the hoop. You use your speed, go around the bigger defender.
Hickson ate the pick from Gallinari. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in.
Ran his man straight into that screen to open the lane up for the hoop.
Here's Teague. Smooth as silk on the finger rolls. Teague's got 6.
That's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle much more effectively.
Yeah, and until they do, the problems inside are only going to get worse.
Carroll passes to Teague. Kicks to Carroll. Outside Williams. In Atlanta again with the buckets.
Boy, has he picked it up in the second half. He's on fire.
Lawson outside. Back to Hickson. Lawson outside. Now the pass to Hickson. Feeds to Lawson. Puts up a three. Can't hit. And we wrap up the third and looking to be in it. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. The Nuggets shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. Pass to Fareed. Stolen by Brand. Here's Teague. And he makes it look easy. Dunking it hard with one hand. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the Hawks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities and scoring some easy baskets. You can just see his confidence rising every time he knocks one down beyond the arc.
Chandler comes with the double team. Teague dishes to Brand. Gives him the lead pass, and that one's good. And the Hawks lead by one.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of the last 12 points they've allowed on good looks right at the rim.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Hawks making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. Passes it to Court for three. They get it back. And two free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It goes on Kenneth Fareed.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one. You know, I love watching a guy like Paul Millsap play because he's so efficient in his movement, and he's crafty. He's able to score big numbers on guys much bigger than him.
Hickson guarded by Horford. And stolen by Horford. He dishes it to Teague. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
The Nuggets trail by three. And Millsap not quite 6'8", but he's got everything else. Motor, skill level, and Steve IQ for the game.
Yeah, very well-rounded. And his wingspan really helps defensively. Well, he's led all power forwards in steals each of the last 3 seasons. So he really does a nice job defensively.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
It's good on the putback.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
And the call will be against Fournier. That's his first foul. A different look for Denver. Alinari comes in for Wilson Chandler. And it's Lawson in for Andre Miller. Horford attacking. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Hawks lead by 4.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
I agree. They need more energy in the post, maybe some double teaming. They've got to get their defense in gear.
Well, I tell you what, the Nuggets turned that Pepsi Center into their own personal fortress last season. Had the best record at home in the league. Nobody could run with them when the game was played at the Pepsi Center.
A nice shot by Teague.
And a nice jump for their offense in the second half. They're now up above 50% shooting for the game.
And, Steve, it's no surprise to see them in the lead. I mean, when you score efficiently like that, you keep a lot of pressure on the other team.
Boy, he's lighting it up from long range this half, really taking advantage of the defense.
In that home record of the Nuggets, you mentioned Clark, 38-3. Been a long time since someone has been able to put up a home record like that, Steve. Pretty impressive.
Well, it's always been difficult for teams to go to Denver and play at high altitude. And then you factor in all the back-to-backs. And the fact that the airport is a long way from Denver. They're in a different time zone than a lot of teams in the West. So throw all that stuff together, and it's tough to roll in there, arrive 3 or 4 in the morning, and try to win the next night. Denver really taking advantage of their geographical area.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He told the guys that for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying, all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high-percentage looks.
Thanks, Doris. And Fournier kicks to Gallinari. Wasted no time on that one. And that ties it up.
And the threes continue to go down at that end with almost nothing happening from deep at the other.
But the way to turn that around is defensively, by stopping their outside shot, not by getting into a shootout.
He's created some good opportunities for himself and made the most of them.
Lawson drives in and stolen by Horford. And here we go. Fast break. Korver's got it. And that comes off the assist by Jeff Teague. Teague's got 4 assists in the game.
And that bucket adds to what's been a big differential in points in the paint between these two teams.
Defensively, the intensity just hasn't been there. They've got to pick up the pace.
The shot's good from Lawson.
That's now a dozen straight points coming off wide open three-pointer.
You know what it looks like to me out there, guys? I mean, it looks like All-Star Weekend out there. We know how much defense is played there. It's actually offense during the All-Star Weekend, no D.
Lou Williams is checked in for John Jenkins. Teague, the pass to Korver. Williams from 13. JaVale McGee grabs the miss.
If they grab one there, I was going to make the point that they just haven't done enough in terms of rebounding the ball.
I agree.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
From deep, Gallinari. And again, Denver with the triple.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Gets it to go.
And that shot sucked the life out of the whole building.
Oh, that was a big one, Clark. You could hear it.
Yeah, that was a gut punch right there. These fans, oh, man, they're struggling.
Lawson dishes to Fareed. Back to Lawson. And stolen by Jeff Teague. Leads him in there. Here's Williams. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam. And Clark, we've seen some great competition in this one.
I agree with you, Kevin. I mean, looking at the lead changes really kind of tells the story of this game.
Yeah, what's that, 7 lead changes already here? So this is a great matchup. Guys, 2 competitive teams going at it.
Atlanta's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the 4th. And the call will be against Fournier. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Teague. He kicks to Korver. Now the dish to Millsap. Fareed's there. 6 on the shot clock. It's good!
And that is the shot of the game.
Well, he's got the guts and courage to take it and the skill to make it.
Lawson kicks to Fareed. He passes to Fournier. Yes! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within 1.
Wow, huge shot. Listen to this crowd.
It sounds like a rock concert in here.
Well, they've been waiting to explode all game, and they finally got a reason to do so.
The 3 from Korver. They get it back, and now we've got the intentional foul.
Well, you do what you have to do to extend this game and try to get the ball back.
In this situation, clock management crucial.
And he does get the second one, and that will put them up by 2. Denver calls timeout. They're behind by 2. There's 18 seconds left in the game. Guys, your thoughts?
Well, we'll see what they come up with. Plenty of time. If they execute, they should be able to get a good look here.
I agree with you, Steve, but I'd like to see them pound it inside and try to get to the rim.
Kevin, that was so clutch. Now they really need a defensive stand.
Outside Williams. Outside Teague. It's off, and he commits the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Perfect time to be perfect at the line. Now only a 3 can tie it.
So it's the Nuggets taking the W in a close one. And Clark, it was quite a nail biter.
That was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Well, that'll do it. For Dorisburg, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long. We'll see you next time. And as we leave, we give you our Jordan Player of the Game, Ty Lawson.